Okay people, what is up? This is another video for, YouTube. Anyway, I am sick. I have not trained in 3 days, which sucks. However, I'm going to train tomorrow, so hopefully that goes well. I'm going to have to do chest, back, arms and shoulders in one 1 hour session before school, which is not ideal to say the least. Let me just put that down. Alright, now it's not ideal to say the least, but it has to be done. Anyway, I'm currently waiting for my laptop to update because I updated a lot of things on it, and I'm gonna put my task that I have to hand in tomorrow on this USB drive, and then one task is finally complete. Okay, it took me forever. Anyway, that is done. By the way, sorry, SSA sponsor me, please. You guys just DM them, please. Okay people, so it is the next morning and I am ready to go train. Okay, so I drank my pre-workout, and yeah, my headphones, my tripod, anything I basically need is in my gym bag. And yeah, I think today, like I said, is going to be an upper body focused day basically. So I have no idea how and what I'm going to train, which exercise and whatever, but we will see. Okay people, so I actually hate training upper body, the upper lower split that's talked about a lot recently. I don't think I will ever do it. Maybe I'll try some components of it, but as for now, I'm not going to be able to do it because I do not like the idea of just focusing on everything all at once, because I like, if it's chest day, focusing on my pressing movements, taking my time with that, warming up decently. And if I were to do chest, back, shoulders, arms, all those stuff, I would not be able to complete everything I wanted to do, because yes, only doing one set per exercise would be doable, but you wouldn't be able to actually warm up adequately, which in my opinion is sometimes even more important than the sets themselves, because that will just lead to more injuries down the road if you cannot actually warm up, if you catch my drift. But yeah, I'll just show you guys on screen what I'm actually doing in the clips that I'm showing you, while I just keep on ranting. And one thing I also noticed about the upper lower split is that most of these guys haven't actually thought of most of the other things, excluding just growing. Because if you think about, let's say for example, weak points, you can't really thoroughly do the upper lower split while focusing on certain body parts, because then it isn't the upper lower split anymore. If you have a day dedicated, or mostly arms, if you have weak arms, then it's no longer an upper lower split. Then it's upper, lower, arms, rest, if you understand what I'm saying. So you can use some components of it, but it's not possible to actually just isolate weak points while doing the upper lower split. Now do keep in mind, I am a dumbass. I do not have years and years and years. So some of these guys have decades of experience. But if you just think about it logically, it will not be the upper lower split if you have days focused on one thing. Now, if you have a balanced physique, and the majority of people do not have one, then you can try the upper lower split. If you are a pro bodybuilder who has great genetics, who is balanced in all aspects of bodybuilding, you can do the upper lower split and grow a ton. That is true. But for the majority of people, you will have both genetic and just muscular imbalances. Because, for example, if you have the tendency of one arm being bigger than the other, you will have to train that arm either more or just a little bit harder than the other one. Now, if you do the upper lower split and prioritize arms where you focus on that imbalance, you are just taking away from the upper lower split and its fundamentals. Now, yes, some of these guys just preach and preach and preach upper lower split, but some of them just don't think logically about it. Anyway, yeah, I am ranting a lot. But yeah, also just the DM me or tell me if you guys want specific types of YouTube videos, because I'm consistently getting over 100 views now on the YouTube videos, which isn't a lot, but I appreciate it a ton, because I mean it's not a lot in comparison to other YouTubers, but I see it as a ton because it's 100 people who want to watch me for 10-15 minutes, so that's fantastic. But yeah, as you guys can see, I'm doing dumbbell flies. I actually don't do flies much because the cables at my gym suck, And I do not like dumbbell flies because I only had them as like a fly option when I had a home gym, and that sucked. Anyway, yeah, I think I actually did like 2 sets of this. I'm not really sure, I can't remember. But yeah. But on a complete other note, I do think that this year I'm gonna like grow a ton, especially while I'm focused on like my diet, especially because it's true that I actually like focused on my diet a ton throughout the past like year or so, especially like the past year. But now I'm like super focused. Like even though I'm in matric, I'm trying my best. I mean, this is my last year to grow in school, right? And I really want to do social media because this is one of the only ways I can do what I love, which is coaching people and helping other people and actually making videos as a living. Like after this year, if I do not make money off this, I have to go out to another job, which of course is fine, but that's not like my life goals, if that were to make sense. I have no problem doing that. It's just for me, I would love to do this full time. This is why I'm trying super hard, you know. But anyway, I do appreciate all of you guys sending DMs and, you know, helping me out with all the stuff and liking my videos and everything. I do appreciate it a ton. And I do think that due to me being mostly Afrikaans, that is one of the reasons why I blew up, especially over like the December weekend. Not weekend, sorry, school holidays. Because there's not a lot of Afrikaans people actually doing videos. And I'm only doing YouTube in English to expand my audience. Now, is that the plan for the whole future? I am not sure. I will see what the future holds for me. But yeah, I really appreciate all the love and support you guys give me. And it is, by the way, if you guys see me like asking for a sponsorship from SSA, you know, the company that I talked about like a lot in my previous videos, it's just because I actually like their products. I've been using them since I was like grade 9, which is like 15. And I've been trying to get a sponsorship from them since I was like 15. So you guys can imagine how great it would feel to actually get a sponsorship from them, you know. So that is why I keep, you know, asking. But yeah, this is a long rant, and I hope you guys enjoy this type of video. I'm not really sure. But please let me know. But now for the rest of the video. Alright, so I am relatively jacked, right? Like, I look decent. Now here are 3 tips that will help you build and maintain muscle mass. Alright, if you want to build muscle and you think about that logically, what are the 3 main components that you have to change or add into your lifestyle to make it happen? Firstly, of course, is training. Now, with that comes both diet and recovery. Now, these 3 go hand in hand in all circumstances. Now, even if your goal is just building muscle or losing weight or getting better for a specific sport, all 3 are crucial. If you were to train, let's say, 2 hours a day for 6 days a week, and you slept 8 hours every night, so you had good enough sleep and good enough training, but you didn't eat an adequate amount of protein every single day, let's say for example 50 grams of protein, and you weigh 70 kilos as an active male, you won't build muscle. You'll actually have the opposite effect. You will actually be able to lose muscle because 50 grams of protein will not be enough to benefit you, if that makes sense. Now, if you were to switch that order up, and let's say you got in 150 grams of protein, which would be good enough, and you slept 8 hours every night, which is good, but your training absolutely sucked, that yet again would not be optimal. Now, an easy way to make this more viable in your life is to listen to the next. Okay, is to do the following. Train with intensity, but less volume. If you were to do 15 sets per muscle group per week, you will more than likely not be able to recover in time to train that muscle again. So my suggestion would be stick to around 10, like 8 to 10 working sets per muscle group per week, and within a rep range of like 5 to 10 reps. Purely due to the fact that you do not want an excess amount of fatigue, because that would actually allow you to not recover. And as for sleep, if you're in a situation where you can get more than 8 hours of sleep, please do try, because the more sleep, the better. It'll benefit you a lot more than you might think. As for diet, take your base amount of calories, the amount of calories that you will eat without ever gaining weight, and just slowly add more calories. With that, a little bit more protein each, let's say, third week, if you might take that as an example. Because as you're gaining weight, you'll slowly be able to gain more muscle, therefore you will need more protein. Now, these three components are crucial in any circumstance if you really want to gain muscle. No? You know? Even for me as a bodybuilder, these things are basically the one thing you have to do in order to be a bodybuilder, you know? And in other sports, let's say for example a track athlete, their recovery has to be great in order for them to run long distances, to run the long distances that they do. If you were to take away their recovery, they won't be able to run as fast, as long, or even just as good as they used to. If they didn't have enough carbs before they trained and their diet was not correct for them, they would not have enough energy to run as good and as far as they used to. And if they didn't actually try and go faster and faster and faster, they wouldn't actually get much benefit in their sport. And why would they want to do their sport anymore? So yeah, these three things are extremely important. Now, there is room for error in most things in life, but please try and keep these three in check.